What is going on, YouTube? This is the Lifeboat. I am Captain Calhoun. Good to see you. Welcome in. Good morning. Trying out this new time slot today, seeing how it goes. It looks like a lot of people showed up. We're going to talk about going outside our comfort zone today. We're going to talk about a concept called breaking the mold. It's going to be exciting stuff. Heather Rhodes, good to see you. Ben Bacon Bits, always a pleasure. Body Illusion, Dale Cox. What's going on, y'all? TKK, Jaden, Blessed to Crochet, Dee Razzle Dazzle, Jane Aldrich. Good to see you guys. Tommy Bird. Hello. Well, welcome in. It is Tuesday morning, right? Yes. So are you guys familiar with this concept, breaking the mold? This phrase refers to the act of challenging norms and traditional ways of thinking, pushing outside of our comfort zone, in other words. Flick Fox, Brianna Miller, Deaudre Gore, good to see you guys. Welcome in. Good morning. Yeah, the only way to make your comfort zone bigger is to go outside of it. And in this crazy world that we live in, I think that the act of challenging traditional ways of thinking and challenging the norms is going to become more mainstream. It's going to become more useful as well as things get crazier and crazier. Finding our own path, forging our own path is going to become much more valuable and practiced. So let's get a head start on it, right? I think that this is definitely within my wheelhouse. This is something that comes to me naturally. I don't really fit in you guys hear about the square peg in the round hole. That's totally me. I'm always trying to figure out how it works best for me and when I say it, I mean everything. Because the traditional ways don't generally work the best for me. I have to find a different way to go about stuff. Shannon Smith, good to see you. But I think that this is going to be useful for everyone, whether you're coming off the back of a crazy, dark, deep addiction, or you're just trying to spread your wings a little wider. This is going to serve you well. Rose Toes, good to see you. Dee Dee, what is going on, y'all? It's wonderful to see y'all this morning. Pushing boundaries, forging new paths, right? So that we can apply this to many things in life, pretty much anything that we do. As soon as we step out of that door, as soon as we get out of bed even, we can go about things in a different manner. And again, the comfort zone is when we're born, we come equipped with a comfort zone that's, yay big. And to make it bigger, to become more comfortable with more situations and more things. And I'm not saying that you want to be okay with weird, freaky deaky style stuff. I'm just saying that if you're open to new ideas and you're open to new activities and being in unfamiliar situations, I think you're much better off. You can't be surprised if you've walked this path before, eh? So on a personal level, stepping out of the comfort zone is going to involve taking risks. Now, again, if you're coming off the back of if you're just getting sober or something like that, maybe, risks aren't what you should be taking, right? But you get some time under your belt and, it starts to feel a little dry around the homestead. Maybe get out there and wet the whistle. And I don't mean go get high. I mean, get out there and go do something fun. Try something new. We have to replace old habits with new ones, eh? So if we're gonna be successful moving forward, we might want to get some habits that are not destructive, but maybe productive, huh? Joanne Ventrella, good to see you. Good morning. Deaudre Gore says, in 2023, I decided this year I try new things, and I did. Now we live on a different continent. Still feels a bit like a fever dream. I tell you what, when dreams come true, it must feel that way, right? Is this real? Do I deserve this? I definitely have imposter syndrome all the time. Good for you, Deaudre. I'm glad that you took that jump. I'm looking forward to the jumps that I take in the future. The ones that I have taken have landed me here, so must not be so bad. DJ Daddy, good morning. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. So taking risks is akin to embracing opportunities for growth and self-discovery, right? If we really want to find what sets our fire, lights our fire, sets our alarm off, right? We want to go find it. We need to go out there and seek it out. It's not just going to plop down and knock on our door. It doesn't work that way. So challenging yourself to overcome limitations. Often these limitations are ones that we place upon ourselves, right? I don't think that I can do this. I'm not good enough to do that. I don't speak well enough. I'm not popular enough. Whatever your self-limiting beliefs are, right? We want to smash those. In going outside our comfort zone, in attempting to break the mold, we're going to easily identify what our self-limiting beliefs are, because that voice is going to pop up as soon as I try to go do something new, like, hey, you can't do this, and this is why. And we get to identify that voice, what it's saying, and then we know that about ourselves. Observing, keeping that knowledge, right, for later use, because that voice is not telling the truth. That voice is trying to keep us down. And what's interesting is that voice is ourselves. Well, I don't know why this is such a prevalent concept, but everyone seems to experience that self-limiting voice, that negative thought, that negative self-talk. Good morning, Robin. Rolling Stone. What's going on, y'all? Brianna Miller says, change is scary. It is, as I think it's ingrained in us to fear the unknown. But change is also the only constant. It's the only thing that we can expect to continue happening over and over, right? Life does throw us curveballs, but I think that expecting them may be wise, may be a wise thing to do. Have any of you challenged traditional ways of thinking recently? Y'all picking up what I'm laying down here? In doing this, we're going to also unleash our creativity, right? We find ourselves in a brand new place, doing brand new things, possibly having a really good time, with, lighting our fire, so to speak, our inner fire. This is where creativity happens. This is where real growth and real joy can take place. If we can identify and engage in wonderful habits and hobbies and pastimes, for example, like the art stream we're going to have coming up. I'm really excited about that. Building hobbies and habits with people in real time. I'm pretty stoked about that. If we can do these things, we will have the ability, we'll open a doorway to joy, right? That we can open anytime, right? If I find a new hobby that I really enjoy doing, if I need a little bit of joy in my life, I can go engage in such. And, maybe I'm talking to people that have too many hobbies. I have definitely been on that side of the coin where I'm a master of none, but a jack of all trades, right? And that wasn't necessarily to my liking. I ended up picking 3 hobbies and cutting the rest out. Now I have landed somewhere different after a lot of time, right? I have lots of hobbies again. But at one time, I definitely kind of defined it a little more, which might be to your benefit as well. Who knows? Ben Baconbit says, no change is permanent, but change is. Man, the song lyrics today, you are on it. How are you? How are you doing, Ben? I imagine you're doing pretty well. It's a great day, guys. I woke up feeling fantastic this morning. Rose Toes says, too comfy in my zone. And when your comfort zone is so comfortable, it makes a lot of sense, right? And, do whatever you want. I'm not telling you need to go outside of your comfort zone, but you might be surprised. Well, I'd be willing to bet you'll be surprised on what you find outside your comfort zone, for better or for worse. Brianna Miller says, I still need a new hobby. Still talking to Izzy about it. We'll figure it out. I love Izzy. How is she doing? I heard she got a new job and is just blazing trails. Flick Fox says, I hopped on a plane in 2017 and road tripped across America. A best trip of my life. Still trying to get that ballsy flick back. After my trauma. Slowly happening. Well, baby steps. Have patience and show yourself grace, eh? No need to rush headlong in, even though that does seem to be my natural inclination with things, is to rush headlong into new stuff. But I definitely counsel baby steps. It has served me far better. Being patient with myself is always better. Always better. I'm glad that you're trying to find that within yourself again, though, Flick. You deserve some adventures in your life, huh? And this is that negative self-talk right here, Flick. I'm a crap friend when it comes to messaging. I don't think so. Maybe you're a little forgetful. I think you're a wonderful friend, though. I try to identify when I'm saying stuff like that about myself so that I can make a shift. And I think it's always super sweet when my friends catch it for me. They're like, hey, don't talk to my friend that way. And I think that's always the cutest thing. So there you go. There you have it, folks. Robin Miners says, I feel like we all have to create our own new normal after the pandemic. Harder getting out and trusting people. I can't read today. What is going on? My brain is not doing words properly. Absolutely. I think that not only the pandemic, but I mean, that definitely was a traumatic event, right? But I think that so much is changing so quickly. The pandemic just helped us notice how strange and wild things are. It forced everyone to slow down in a world where everyone's just go, 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 go. So now we're all looking at it like, huh? What the heck is, what is this? When did this happen, right? But I totally agree 100%. And, you know, hopefully that new normal isn't isolating inside all day, right? Hopefully that new normal isn't hiding from germs and protecting oneself, but also, you know, limiting oneself to a certain corner, right? Because I definitely have found myself in that position since the pandemic, and I'm really, really happy to not be there anymore. Making friends, going outside, you know, honestly, going outside, making mistakes, stubbing my toe, right? Learning from things. This is where the true journey happens, is outside these four walls of my house. Kellyanne says, I read these words this morning. Anxiety in human life is what squeaking and grinding are in machinery that is not oiled. And this is a quote. And blah, 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 blah. In life, trust is the oil. I lost my place there. Henry Ward Beecher going to chew on that today. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm not very good at reading words today, like actually reading written words. For some reason, it's not clicking in my brain. I probably sound like a robot reading stuff today, I tell you what. And, you know, I tried something new today. I've been up for a couple hours. I've been up just kind of preparing and eating food and having coffee and just kind of trying to make sure that my brain is firing on all cylinders, as well as trying the new time slot. And I do like it, but it's kind of hard when, what do they call that? Your variables are multiple, right? So I'm not just trying a new time slot. I'm also, for some reason, there's this some sort of brain fog going on, which I don't normally have. So it's kind of hard to compare to other shows, right? I don't really have a good control group. What am I trying to say? This experiment is fucking not going how I want it to. Pardon my language. Yeah, reading is hard today. Also, speaking apparently. But, you know, I'm going outside my comfort zone, trying new things, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. And this is all about self-discovery, folks. I don't know if you know yourself very, very well, but I feel like I do not. Like, I'm getting to know myself better every day. But I still wonder, you know, what does Michael want? Who is Michael exactly? And who Michael is changing over time as well, right? I'm definitely not who I was before sobriety. I definitely am a very, very different person. Some of the things that I'm into are the same. A lot of them are very different. And, you know, going outside of my comfort zone is teaching me about what's changing. Going on that tour with my fire family was a very large learning lesson. I definitely realized a lot of things that I used to like that don't like anymore. Changes in patience, changes in needs. And in order to learn all of that, I needed to go outside of my comfort zone. And, you know, often the things that I need, if I'm not getting them and I don't realize that I need them, will have effects in the rest of my life. Things will feel off. I'll be grumpy or irritable, or, you know, just something won't be as quality in my life. And it really takes going outside of my comfort zone to figure out what is the problem. And if I can't identify the problem, then I can't fix it, right? So again, I can't counsel going outside of your comfort zone enough. And again, you don't want to jump over the line, right? Kind of tiptoe out there to see what's going on. take baby steps, whatever feels right to you. But get out there and figure it out. I promise you're not going to regret it. Nicola E says sobriety is still fresh and I'm still learning about myself too. Yeah, it's important that we show ourselves grace and patience, Nicola. Everything will happen in due time, but I am starting to think about all of these things, right? At this stage, starting to think, what could I do, right? What do I even want to do with all of this time and energy that I have not spent doing drugs? Light gets in through the cracks in the mold. That's right, Kellyanne. I love that. You do have a way with words. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Catalina says, I often view rejection as a form of protection. Absolutely. If our natural inclination is to say no, that's for a reason, 100%. And, understanding the reason is another thing, but it might not necessarily be necessary. It might not be necessary to understand the reason, right? Just to accept that it is purposeful, that it is protecting me. Because, they say our caveman brain is causing anxiety by, worrying about bills and whatever. That anxiety response is linked to fight or flight. And it's just, an old world part of our brain malfunctioning in the new world. I like to think that part of my brain is actually serving me pretty well in a lot of ways, right? And this is one of them. If my gut feeling is like, ugh, I don't think so, there's a reason for that. There's definitely a reason for that. Many, 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 many years and genetic passing on of traits and genetic memories have put that inside of me for a reason, right? I mean, a dinosaur is definitely not running me down, but I like to listen to my gut. What my body tells me is always sound counsel. And that's counsel that no one can refute because I'm experiencing it, right? Something that my body tells me. It's indisputable. Deidre Gore says, my identity is an ongoing negotiation between different aspects of myself, except on high pain days, where my identity is just fear and pain. I am so sorry to hear that you go through that. But I agree that the identity is in motion, right? The identity is not necessarily going to be the same. And that's all right. We're constantly defining ourselves by the choices that we make and the stances that we keep. Mary Taylor, good to see you. I don't know if I've ever said hello, but welcome in. It's my pleasure to say hello. And Mary Taylor says, engaging with 3D people only confirms why I prefer to avoid eye contact. Interesting. Do you have negative interactions with people, Mary? Annika, I know you told me how to say your name. Hopefully I remembered how to say it. I hope that I said it right. Thank you for the compliment on the beanie. It's my pirate beanie. I'm pretty stoked about it myself. It's good to see you. Welcome in. Lavender Bridges. Hello, hello. Miss Sunrise Dawn. What's going on, y'all? Rolling Stone has a confession. Okay, I think I'm done with these headphones. Do you ever put headphones in your ears that have little cords, and then every little shift of the little cords makes really, I don't know, you can hear the sound of the headphones like shifting in your ears? Do you know what I'm talking about? That is a maddening sound for me. And I thought that getting the ones on the cords would be better because I was having trouble with the Bluetooth ones, like not connecting and syncing with each other. But that constant sound of my hair touching the cords is insane. And maybe I just am a little neurotic, but oh my Lord, it's maddening. So can't do it. Can't even do it. I was just saying this earlier, Kellyanne. Yeah, change is the only constant. Kellyanne says, I'm realizing more and more that change is one of the most constant things in life. Trees bend in the storm's wind. You should be a writer. If you're not already, you definitely have a way with words. Trees bend in the storm winds. That is beautiful imagery. I believe the name Michael does mean who is like God. My mom fancied me an archangel. Um, I like to picture my archangel with like a tuxedo T-shirt, because he's not afraid to be serious, but also not afraid to party. I forget how that quote goes, but I like to picture my archangel with a novelty hat filled with grape soda. Mary Taylor says, I'm an older reclusive hermit, enjoy peace and quiet, gratitude daily. This sounds like me all the way. For all the talk of going outside my comfort zone, the more I spend time with myself, which I do a lot these days, the more I value it. In fact, the other day, my buddy hit me up to hang out digitally, to play games together, right? Just from here, from my computer. And my initial reaction was, I don't really want to play right now. But instead, we grouped up and we played some games, and I ended up being like a grumpy, grouchy Michael. I did not represent myself very well, and I think that that's because I ignored my no. Right, my body said, I don't think we should do this right now, and I instead did it anyways. So I think that our own space, our own peace and quiet is very, very important, and if we need it, we should take it for sure. Especially when my body tells me no. When I check in with myself and I'm like, to ignore that is folly. So no, I can relate with this sentiment quite a bit. And the gratitude is very powerful. We'll do a show on gratitude here coming up soon. I think that's a good topic that we haven't talked about in a while. I practice daily gratitude. If I don't, I start to get real self-centered and selfish, and it's interesting. My character flaws start to rear their ugly heads when I'm not practicing my gratitude. Thanks for sharing, Mary. I appreciate you. I definitely have sensory sensitivity, Deidre Gore, 100%. And I just remembered I am definitely getting sick. I don't know if I'm just fighting something off constantly, or not constantly, but if I'm fighting something off over the past few days, but I've been having the strangest symptoms. Um, I think I'm on the upswing, but who knows? I was talking to my buddy at the gas station, and he said there's something going around out here as well. So it's not just abroad. It's at home. It's here. There's been some sort of flu-like thing going around. But I can breathe out of both nose holes this morning, so that's good. Wharton Fissel, what's going on, big dog? Good to see you. Nicholas says, I listened to my note today. Been pottering around at home, tidying things. Baked flapjack. Been gentle on me. Loving it. I'm so glad. Super glad to hear that. I think I could go for some pancakes myself. It has been a while since I made them, and I've got all kinds of butter and syrup, so I know exactly what to do with it. All right. I took a bunch of notes, and we've barely talked about them at all. So we were talking about identifying limiting beliefs, challenging them, right? By breaking the mold, by going outside of our comfort zone. In these moments, when we're outside of our comfort zone, we're going to run into challenges. We're going to run into, what was the word I was going to use? I guess challenges is a great word. In these moments when we feel challenged, when we're experiencing new things and we don't necessarily know how to move forward, embrace authenticity. Just be yourself, right? That's part of the deal, is finding out who we are, right? Finding out what we want to do, what we're into. So when we're challenged outside of our comfort zone, just be yourself. Embrace authenticity, unapologetically owning quirks and flaws, and strengths. Staying true to who you are. This is going to be the proper path forward here, right? Also, stepping outside of our comfort zone is where growth is going to happen. Whether this is on your career path, traveling solo, speaking up for your beliefs, you're expanding your horizon and you're building resilience, right? Setting boundaries is going to become important while outside your comfort zone. The good thing we talked about that recently, because you're going to want to protect your time and energy. Back to what I was saying earlier about respecting my own no, right? My body is going to tell me if I have energy, time, bandwidth, things of that nature to spend outside of my comfort zone. And if I don't have that currency, so to speak, to spend, if I don't have energy, bandwidth, time, space, then don't spend it, right? Keep some for yourself. And we're also going to embrace failure. It's inevitable that we're not going to succeed eventually, right? We can't always succeed and we can't always lose. So when we do not succeed, when we fall down, we're going to take this opportunity to learn something and get back up and get right back out the door. Or maybe get back into our own space and kind of lick the wounds a little bit, right? But the point is that we're living rather than not living, right? We're getting out there and getting something going. And change is a little scary. Doing new things is a little scary, but part of that feeling is experiencing new things. Novel experiences are only a little scary until they're not novel anymore, right? Just that first moment, and then it feels good. Literal chemicals are being dropped on your brainstem. That is your body's very own reward system working for you. Lavender Bridges says, I recently stepped way out of my comfort zone, submitted a painting to a veterans art competition. It was so hard for me to do. How'd you do? That sounds awesome. Did it feel good after doing so? Or was it just were you really nervous? I bet your art's awesome. I have a painting on my wall that Carol at Needing a Meeting sent me, and also that she painted. And it is beautiful. I love it. It's just right here in the hallway. I get to look at it all day. Roberta, love you too. Good to see you. Good morning, Lacey. Always a pleasure. A wizard is never late, nor is she early. She arrives precisely when she means to. I think of gratitude, says Kellyanne, as a checkup from the neck up. Sometimes we just forget that at some level we all have things to be grateful for. Absolutely. If I'm not practicing gratitude, I definitely forget to be grateful, right? That's the whole point of practicing, is to not forget, I think, for me at least. Gratitude is so powerful. It's super powerful. If you're not practicing gratitude, and when I say practicing gratitude, I mean feeling gratitude, right? I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful for the boat. I'm grateful for my dad. I'm grateful for his and my own sobriety, right? There's many things that I'm grateful for, whether I'm saying it out loud or just thinking about it and just spending some time, feeling that emotion, that gratitude. That's what I'm talking about. Will literally produce physical reactions in your body for the better. Catalina says, Spanx, would you be willing to create a new shareable email account that we could send in pictures of our art for you to share with the crew? Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, maybe I should figure that out today, because it doesn't seem like I'm still not able to get into Sober at my Yahoo. I will let you know sorry, I just thought about that a bunch. I will let you know when this is up and running. I will get this done for sure. Wharton Fistle's building a back fence in the rain. My buddy sees what I've been through. He's helping me out bigly. Do you need the fence? Is that why it's going up in the rain? Because usually I wait for the rain to stop. I'm not telling you what to do, but it's a lot easier when it's not raining. Tribe Called Duff, good evening. Spanx and crew, am I too late? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Just kind of hanging out, talking about boundaries, comfort zones. I think I'm going to get up and get a banana or something. It is kind of warm in here this morning. That's how we brush our hair right there. Boom. Just like that. Boom. We're good to go. Not really. It kind of looks crazy. Piano Mom, good to see you. Wharton says, yeah, my pups escape always. I love my private Shangri-La space. I tell you what, after I re-feng shuied my the inside of my apartment, it feels way better in here. Having company doesn't feel strange anymore. Guys, I was invited to go on a hike, and like I kind of want to like experience hikes here in Tucson, and to like get out and be social, but like I really don't want to go. This when the plans came up with the question mark, like my initial response was like no, but I told my friend that I would let me ponder or whatever, because I don't want to just say no, but I feel like I should say no. I don't necessarily know why, but I feel like I shouldn't. I feel like I don't really want to go on that hike. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I feel like I definitely should say no, but something like some voice in my head says that I'm just limiting myself, right? That I'm just, and maybe that's not my voice. Maybe that's someone else's voice from my past or something. But something tells me like, hey, get out there and experience life. I guess exactly what I'm telling you guys right now. But my initial reaction is no, I don't really want to do that. I can picture like a million ways that I just get really uncomfortable on this hike, and I feel like I'm stretching myself too thin, I guess, doing so, partly because of the time, partly because it's hot. I guess maybe I'm just making excuses. I don't know. What do you guys think? Probably feeling FOMO, fear of missing out. I mean, that does make a little bit of sense. Like I fear that like the opportunity to be social won't like come back around. I feel like that's obviously not true, right? That's not a real thought. Lenny says trust the inner voice. However, when you feel more open, hiking is a great choice. I love hiking. Like I should go in that regard, right? I don't know. I feel like also I really would like some independence. I feel like I lack independence. And saying that out loud also makes me feel like I'm just making excuses, though. Like I either want to go on the hike or I don't. And I think that I don't want to go on the hike. That's what I think. I can dance around the subject all day long. I can come up with all kinds of reasons why I don't think it's a good idea. But at the end of the day, I just don't feel like going, I think, is the truth. So maybe I just won't go. Carry on. Good to see you. Rose Toe says, trust your gut. Annika says, I'm grateful for my sanity, recovery, husband, beautiful kid, our kitties and doggies. Grateful I made myself become a makeup artist. Scary AF, but I'm doing what I love. Of course, grateful for the boat too. Yo, I'm so glad you took that leap and decided to become what you wanted to be. That, I bet you self-limiting beliefs made that a difficult step to take, but look at you now, right? Now you feel great. Now you is great. Truth is, you always were great. And we just have to honestly take some leaps to find out how wonderful we are. My general rule also, Bionica, is to force myself out into nature when I especially don't want to. The outdoors are healing, but if you don't want to, just relax and listen to your heart. There's always another hike. When I don't feel super great, I like to get out and be a little social and pretend to be okay, right? Just try and do what I would normally do. And this kind of reminds me of that. But, I don't think that this is that situation. I think that I'm going to stay home and listen to my heart for sure. But I'll tell you what, I read that text this morning, that question. So we'll give it the day. We'll ponder it for a little while. Look at this crazy hair back here. I think I am going to put this back on now that my hair is brushed. How long is the hike? Asks Brianna. These are good questions. These are questions that we need answering, right? If it's short, I say go for it. I wonder. A Tribe Called Duff says, I just cleared my attic and found a map of all the Monroes in Scotland. What? But laid out like a London Underground map. Interesting. It's cool. Forgot I had it. What are Monroes? Tribe Called Duff. And I wonder if it's a health thing, Nicola. That's a very good point. I haven't been doing a ton of exercise. Maybe I should get some exercise in and see how it feels before the hike. I mean, like, so they're talking about doing it in a week from today, basically. So maybe I get some exercise in between now and then and help me decide. I wonder how long the hike is. There's probably a bunch that we could go on. Flick Fox says, if you're not going to go, make sure you're productive during that time. Otherwise, if you're like me, you'll feel like you wasted that time and missed out on socializing and feel doubly bummed out. Yes, this is something that I've experienced. I think that's a very good point. Maybe I'll scrub some floor. I tell you what, these floors don't scrub themselves. Kellyanne's playing with her cat. I was really hoping to make off like a bandit with Moose. I wonder if that's still a possibility. I heard he wasn't getting along with the other animals perfectly. Maybe I could swoop in and save him. I'll have to ask my dad about that. I wonder how he's doing today. We haven't spoken this morning. Usually we talk in the mornings before my show, but I've just been kind of letting him do his thing. He seemed really good yesterday when we talked. All right, y'all. I think that's what I have today. Ben Bacon Bits is singing. I was listening to Can't Swim today. They came out with a new single. When I say they came out with a new single, it's like a 3-track EP, but it says single on the, I don't know. I think that the labels are wrong, but I was listening to Can't Swim, and I think the song was The Worst Ain't Over Yet. And that was my song of the morning. It was pretty good. Pretty good. The other songs on the EP were a little bit different, though. I don't know if I'm super into them. Let's get some ones up for anyone out there that needs them today. Thank you guys for being here. Hit that like, subscribe, and the bell for notifications if you like what we do here. It certainly makes a difference. Brianna Miller asks, what's for breakfast? I was thinking about doing pancakes, but maybe that's what I'll do. If I don't have syrup, we're going to go with the cheesy eggs and sausage, because I ended up having a fruit and a yogurt instead of all that protein yesterday. So one of the two. We'll do pancakes or cheesy eggs and sausage. I hope the rest of you have a wonderful day as well. Much love to all of you. Thanks for being here again. It's always a pleasure. And we'll see you again tomorrow. I think this time slot felt really good. Maybe we'll try it again tomorrow to try and get more of a control group, more of a measured variable kind of experiment. So let's look out for the same time tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific time. And have a great Tuesday. Show yourself some love. Captain Calhoun out.